Hello, I'm Tag from Tag the Shooter Photography, and I'm just doing this quick video to to explain the big controversy between the A9 and the A9 II, and reason why you should upgrade or you shouldn't upgrade. The main reason I come to the conclusion, the main reason why people upgrade from the A9 to the A9 II is simply because they can. They have the funds to upgrade and they have the desire to upgrade. Because the A9 is a fantastic camera. I shoot sports professionally, collegiately. I shoot events, I shoot weddings. This A9 has been wonderful. I upgraded to the A9 II simply because I could. My jobs that I've gotten have helped me to pay for and justify me getting the A9 II. That's simple, this easy answer. But if you do upgrade from the A9 to the A9 II, you get a lot of benefits. I won't even say that I'm upgrading from the A9 to A9 II. I'm simply using the A9 II as my main camera, and instead of using the A7 III as my second camera or the A7R III as my second camera, my A9 will be my secondary camera. I won't call it my second camera per se because I will be using it just as much as I use my A9 II. They'll just have two different lenses on it. But the benefits of going from the A9 II are good for me. One, the A9 II came with the same things that the A9 came with. It came with the little cable manager that I never used. Come with the the battery charger, which I never used because I have the Sony charging thing that charges 4 batteries at one time. So I hardly ever use this, but every now and then I do. One difference the A9 II did from the A9 was it came with a charging cable, but this time the charging cable is USB-C as opposed to the other, the initial USB, I guess the micro. That's the only big difference of what come with the A9 and came with the A9 II. But the other benefits, sorry about my dryer going off, but the other benefits that I'm going to take advantage of from the A9 II, from the A9 is, I'm going to explain to you briefly right now. One, major one, is the card slots. The A9 came with one slow card, USB-C 2, and one US 1 card, a slower card. The A9 II will have 2 fast cards, which I'm going to be able to take advantage of and put 2. It's actually harder to get out than it used to be. I know that. I'm going to use 2 64 gig tough cards. Before, I used the Sony 300 cards here, and then just any USB 1 card in the second slot of the A9. I used the Sony card as opposed to any other USB 1 or USB 2 in the second card. So that's the main event. One of the main reasons I upgraded, because I wanted the 2 fast cards, so I wanted to be able to duplicate faster when I'm replicating the same cards, or if I filled up the first card, I wanted to write faster to the second card. And in another video, I'm going to show you the speeds difference between the two cards when you're duplicating or when you're replicating from one card to another. But that'll be in another video if you like. Another major reason that a lot of people are upgrading to the A9 is because the bigger battery grip. The A9 felt great to me. I have big hands, but the A9 felt great to me. I never used the battery grips. A lot of times my A9 was on a monopod anyway, so it didn't matter. But I hardly ever used it. I never used the battery grip. I just ordered the battery grip just so I can try it out, but I never used it. A9 battery felt great to me in my hands, but if you didn't like that battery grip, you did get a better grip in the A9 too. The buttons are better. The joystick feels better in the hands on an A9 too. It was fine with me on the A9. It does the multi-selector button is better on the A9 too as opposed to the A9. The exposure compensation has a button on it instead of, the A9 II has a button lock on it that locks in and locks out. You can lock it, turn it, and lock it back. Other buttons are different here, but that wasn't a major thing for me. The next thing that I liked about the A9 II is it had the anti-flicker on it, so when I use mechanical shutter when I'm shooting indoors. And I'm going to explain a little bit about the mechanical shutter in just a few. But that's the other major reason for me wanting to upgrade for the LED lighting when you use indoors with the mechanical shutter. Most people won't need it. Most people won't tell a difference. Most people didn't have an issue with it. And rarely I did, but it's great to have. Okay, one of the main reasons why I upgraded from the A9 to the A9 II is they told me that the sending photos wirelessly to your smartphone was going to be faster. I never, right now, I don't use the WAN port that they use right now currently. None of my sports ID directors use that process yet. So I don't use that. My main way of transporting pictures from the sideline quickly to my sports director or to the social media, things like that, is I wirelessly send pictures from the camera to my phone and post immediately to Instagram or Facebook, things like that. So they told me that was going to be faster. So let's just test it really quickly to see if we can tell the difference right here. So what I'm going to do is take 4 photos. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to transport them to my phone. Hit the pitch play. Hit multiple images. It's going to attempt to connect. It's going to let me select my 4 images. I hit menu, hit execute, then I grab my phone and I connect my phone to the Wi-Fi of the phone. Either you can scan the code, or since I already have my password saved into the phone, I will go ahead and connect that way. It's saying connecting. Once I connect, I go to the imaging software. And it's gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it connected in about 4 seconds. It sent all 4 pictures to the phone. So I will do the same thing with the A9 II. I'm gonna take 4 pictures. 1, oh, wait a minute, I got on speed here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Then I will do the same thing, go to menu, play the images, send to phone, do multiple images. Say 1, 2, 3, 4 pictures. Hit menu. Hit the Wi-Fi now. Since my a9ii is already saved in my phone, I will hit the a9ii feature. It connects to my phone. It says connecting. Hit the imaging software. And it won. And it seems like it did send the 4 images maybe half the time of the 4 images from the a9ii. So it did seem like it speeded up. I will have to test this more. Excuse me. I want to test this more actually on the sidelines but that was one of my major things that I do when I'm on the sidelines and how I send the images to my phone. So that is the main reason why I upgraded to the a9ii, because I wanted to make sure the connectivity works better on the a9ii than it does the a9. But like I said, I'm going to test it out a little bit more as I'm working on the sideline tomorrow at a football game. So that was another upgrade to the a9ii from the a9 that they're saying. But until I test it more, I won't know if that's accurate or not. So, okay, the next upgrade to from the a9 to the a9ii, which is a major upgrade, and that is truly what people will need to upgrade from the a9 to a9ii, is for the mechanical shutter upgrade. It went from 5 frames per second to 10 frames per second on the a9ii. And something I didn't know, that the sound of the shutter just sounded so much quieter, so much better on the a9ii. So here's an example of the shutter of the a9ii in high frames per second. A9. And here is the a9ii. I mean, it hums like a bird. It just sounds fantastic. But it's not just the sound that you benefit off of. It goes from 5 to 10. So when I'm using, even though I use electronic shutter 98% of the time, when I do use the mechanical, I say 90% of the time, because I use mechanical let me go back down. 80% of the time I use it, because when I'm using strobes and when I'm using in the studio, but usually when I'm in the studio, I use my A7R3 for that. But when I do use it, you see the speed difference. So let me tell you how you benefit off of that when you're using the strobes. A9ii, I'm going to connect my trigger to the A9. I'm a mechanical shutter. Turn on my trigger. And I'm going to turn on my light. And I want you to see the difference of the speed of shutter. Oh, let's get it working first. Okay, there we go. So here's the speed of the strobes on the A9. You can see the blinking. It's not bad, but let's change it to the a9ii. It's in mechanical. Make sure I'm in mechanical. And now we're going to do the speed of the a9ii. I mean, that is absolutely fantastic when you're shooting sports. Oh, that's the major reason you go from the A9 to the A9. Everything else pretty much the same with the A9 and the A9 II. The tracking is just going to be the same. The buffer may be a little different. So let's check the buffer out here. We're in the high frames per second. And we're going to buffer. We're going to get here. We're going to get a picture in there. Let's check out the buffer speed. And this is on mechanical. And it's still going. You would never actually buffer your A9 this long. So it looks like before it started, it took about 206 shots before it started slowing down. And it's writing pretty fast to the cards. So let's do the A9. On high speed, and here we go. Like it's taking a lot longer to buffer out on the A9, but you're taking less shots as well. Looks like it took the same amount of 206 shots, but it took a lot longer to get to the 206 shots than it did on the A9 II. So still the buffer is filling up at the 206 shots, but it takes a lot longer on the A9 than it did on the A9 II. So the A9 II definitely wins on that. So in conclusion is only upgrade to the A9 II if you want, if the battery grip, the 10 frame shutter increase from 5 to 10, and the 2 card slots are your need, and the wireless connectivity. I can't test out the port that you use for the port supposed to be faster for the A9 II. I can't test that out because I don't use that feature much. But if them are the reasoning for you to upgrade, then go ahead and get a great steal on the A9 and get it for $2,500 to $3,500 and save the extra $1,000 and invest in a lens or something like that. So thank you for watching. You can leave in the comments anything that you would like me to test or explain or show you, and I'm gonna try to do more videos. I know this was just a short, and I'm rambling, but I know this was just a brief reasoning for upgrading. But if I left anything out, I surely address them in the comments, or you can hit me up and I can explain some other things to you. But thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.